Greetings, YouTubers. Does Perez Hilton hate homosexuals? The reason I'm asking is recently he used a slang term for homosexuals to describe Will.I.Am of the Black Eyed Peas. It starts with an F. I'm not going to say it. Hilton, the hot air balloon, was in Toronto at a nightclub after some silly music awards show and was predictably running his mouth. The manager of the Black Eyed Peas later punched Hilton square in the green teeth for using this slur. Will.I.Am didn't want this idiot Hilton writing about their band on his website. Hilton also declared that he isn't a spokesperson for the homosexual community, but I find this hard to believe considering what he did to Miss California, Carrie Prejean. When Carrie didn't toe the line and give a politically correct answer, Hilton used it to create a media circus, so I guess he is a spokesman, and he will push their cause if he gets the chance and use it as a political bludgeon. The Gay and Lesbian Alliance has called upon Hilton to apologize, and he has basically refused. Remember when Ann Coulter used this term to describe little Johnny Edwards? I believe that was inappropriate. I don't agree with what Coulter said there. But you remember when she did that to John Edwards? If this was Ann Coulter, they would be raising all kinds of hell. But because Hilton is a libtard and openly homosexual, I doubt this will happen. Now you may also remember Daily Kos describing Colin Powell before he had his paradigm conversion and embraced Obama. Of course, he's never really come up with a good reason other than generalized nonsense. But they were calling him an Uncle Tom when he was Secretary of State. Funny that we should see a liberal using this slang term for homosexuals. Plenty of people on the left have used it a lot. When prominent crapper 50 Cent, or maybe I should say 50 Cent, used this word to deride homosexuals in Playboy magazine. In a Playboy magazine article, GLAAD expressed concern over his comments, excuse me, and cordially invited him to their annual media awards. There was no big push to boycott his music. GLAAD wasn't so easy on Ann Coulter. They demanded networks stop inviting her for interviews and for her to be boycotted. Bloggers at Daily Kos have used this term in at least 3 story headlines, not comments section. This was the story headline. There was no fury directed at them, nor were the posts removed. 2 bloggers who briefly worked for little Johnny Edwards, his presidential campaign, used this word several times in their rants. As you may know, they both ended up resigning because of their rants about Christianity, and one of these bloggers even used this term to describe Jesus. This same blogger also called Leonardo da Vinci, you know what. So I think they've got a problem. I doubt many libtards listening to this even know about those examples because they're spoon-fed their news, quote-unquote, from the antique media, and it wasn't covered. So I guess, in a nutshell, my friends, it's okay for a liberal to use that term, but if a conservative uses that term, that's not okay. Something has to be done about it. So we have a double standard here, and just like when Daily Kos was calling Colin Powell and Uncle Tom, that was okay. But if Rush Limbaugh had got on his radio show and called Colin Powell and Uncle Tom, I guarantee there would have been hell to pay. There would have been a media firestorm, and they would have gone nuts. So like I said, using that term, okay as long as you're a liberal, not okay if you're a conservative.